Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel today. This is slightly unusual. You've got me as an overlay rather than actually recording whilst I'm driving live. I set the video to record last night and had a little bit of a corruption problem and we lost the voiceover audio, but we got everything else. We got the footage, we got the actual game sound, so all we lost was my voice. So I'm going to take the opportunity to talk to you whilst the video plays and you'll hear it from a different perspective. I'll actually know what's happened. So today's race is going to be the Autopolis 400 pp K Cup race, where you're challenged to use a car that is of the K class. So you can see here the current leaders: Mustang 27 in first, Binder in second, both use the B91, and that's going to be our car of choice today. Dennis has used the Jimny. That's a stunning car to use. You've got a few others there, but 28 laps is the target to beat, and I'd really like to set about going about a 29 lap race, but I don't think that's going to happen. When we look at the top 10 stars, we can actually see 29 laps. There's two people done 29. So if we're going to talk about the 29, that's Sony, Sofa and Zanara. 29 laps. The maths is really quite weird. You've got 60 minutes. That's 60 minutes. You've got a minus 13 seconds at the start because you don't get to the start line when the timer starts. You're actually a little way back. So if we're going to push that way, we've got to do 28 laps in that amount of time. We're using the Beat 91. The Beat 91 is 382 pp on a target of 400. This setup is a couple of evolutions old, but it is really good and it gives us the opportunity to get somewhere near that target. As you can see, it's on comfort softs, which is mandatory. The suspension is the normal setup, so you can't change anything. Fully customizable diff set to the famous 555 as the Subaru sponsorship. Downforce on the front 80 and 190. The ECU set to normal, you can't change it. There's ballast, no there isn't, but it's set to minus 50, you can ignore that. The power restrictor set to 84, but we are going to move that to 87 in a little while, so just ignore that for a moment. Fully customizable manual gear set to 510, and there you go, 1.474 at 83k in first gear. Second gear 0.847 at 144. You've got for third gear 0.560 at 218. In fourth gear 0.395 at 309, and fifth gear set to 0.298 at 440 with a final drive of 5.854. Again, that could be moved, but we'll leave that there for now. When we're talking about things like the power curve, the reason it's where it is because if you look at that slope, the power at 325 brake goes all the way to about 6,500 RPM. Ideally, that's where we want to be changing or getting to at the end of the start-finish straight before the first corner, but we really want to be changing where that power curve meets the torque curve, and that torque curve power is around about 3,500, 4,000 revs. Now, I don't think I'm going to be able to maintain that because this car is not very good with the low RPM turbo, but it's the only way I can get it to do the fuel for now. As you can see here, we're going to punch it up to about 100, well 97, and the power curve doesn't change at all, but we're going to pull that down in a little while. Here we go, we're going to pull that back down. Are we? No, we're just going to talk about it some more. Don't know why, but that should come back down to like 87, I think it is, and we'll talk about the rest of the setup. As you see, the low RPM turbo is where we need to be. But fully customizable, it doesn't change a lot, it just punches the power up to 374, but it is what it is. Low RPM turbo then, racing intercooler, racing on the air cleaner silencer and the exhaust manifold, racing brakes, racing brake pads. We've got a brake controller set to 3 at the front, racing clutch and flywheel. Then we've got bore up, stroke up, polish ports, all the lightweights for 1, 2 and 3, and then the body rigidity. That's your lot. And then we should actually go to a clip in a moment where we turn that power down and put it back to where it should be. So we're back on the normal and we set it to 87, which is wrong, but it'll do for the race. So there you have it. That's your setup. Now you just got to drive this. I'd recommend 3 or 4 practice goes and then get stuck in. Here we It is what it's going to be. It's one of those. We were talking about what you need. We've got 60 minutes minus 13 seconds. We've got to do 28 laps. It's going to be around about 48 seconds per pit stop. So you've got 2 of those. That's over a minute and a half. Plus the 13, we're approaching 2 minutes. We've got to do 27 full laps. And here we go. Inside 60 minutes minus 13 seconds. Let's get that fuel map to map 6, and then we'll go for it. We're going to make as many overtakes as we possibly can early in the race. And here we go. Charging down the start finish, blasting our way through. And here we go. Coming up on Mr. Bishop, cutting down the inside, Mr. Hazal. And then charging down. We're going to use that white line as the braking marker, as long as we brake somewhere near it. Down into second gear for the first corner, and away we go. We're currently in 9th. We're chasing down the outside past Mr. Blazan. We're chasing him, using the grass on the outside. Brake before the orange marker on the left-hand side. We've got the opportunity to use more curve there, but we go wide. Squeeze up the inside there of Mr. Cookabun. And then into turn 4. It's going to be a first gear turn every time. But we've got Fraga, Gallo and Miazano out front, and we're not going to make pole by turn 6. I was right on 6. Round the outside and power down. Now if we've overtook the entire field, we're probably going 15 seconds a lap quicker than these boys. Tight turn here to the left again. It's first gear for us in this car. And if we're looking down at the fuel there, it's 8.2 laps. We need that to do 9 laps every stint. We're going to do 9, 9, 9, and we're going to change tyres at both stops. It's a 2-stop strategy. Ooh, we're running wide and on the grass. That's not ideal. One thing I forgot to tell you is we're using counter steer on strong and traction control on 1. As you can see, this car is a little bit tetchy. A little bit of a feisty mover. I'm trying to work out what body mods we've got on. I know we've got a front wing, we've got a rear spoiler. I don't think we've got rear lower balance. We're going to have wide and wide, but it's a little tricky one to handle here. But let's get it into the RPM as soon as we can. Let's see where we're changing gear. I'm leaning over to look. We're changing gear as though we're driving this thing without the low boost. So we're at 5,800 in 5th gear. Are we 5,800? No, that was 5,250 in 5th. We need to do a little bit more there, don't we, with gearing, but it is what it is. That opening lap was a 2:22.004. And we're 15 seconds ahead already. We said we would be 15 seconds quicker a lap. We're probably going to be more than that. So the fuel's got to 7.2. We've got 1 lap down. And we're 3 minutes into the race. We can be as aggressive as we like, but we must always brake early. So we're looking to brake on the end of the white on the end of the white Armco there on the right hand side. Second gear's better actually, isn't it? On the gas early. Try not to run it out too far to the right. We're looking to brake on the second orange bit of the Armco, just after it in this case. We could probably be a bit tighter to the apex. Oh, yeah, we could be. Look at all that grass we've used. Oh my lord. Let's give it a moment. The fuel's at 80%. We really need that to come back a little bit more. Not the best laps in the world. A little bit of slide. Love this bridge going underneath it. The eyes are tremendous. They look at you every time. Go around the final turn. It's a long sweeper that just doesn't want to go away. We didn't cut the apex there. You've got to cut that apex every time. 2:06.855. So let's have that conversation then. Let's finish the one we started just while this gets into the laps. 60 minutes minus 13 seconds. 28 laps divided by that time. Convert that to seconds. And then at 28 laps, that's going to give you something like 124 seconds that you've got to be able to complete the race in per lap. That's 2 minutes 4 seconds. But at this point we're really thinking that that's not going to be enough. So we're stopping twice. So I've already said you're going to have to take off 48 plus 48 is 80, 96 seconds, and the 13 that you've already taken off. So it's 109 seconds you've got to take off, which is nearly 2 minutes. So actually you've got to remove another 120 seconds. If you're with me, you all understand where we're going. Well, here's the thing. If we can actually make this a one-stop race, we're doing 28 seconds with only 61 seconds gone. And that actually makes it a 2:06.4 lap time average. And that's including taking the 13 seconds off. So if we can start to do this race with a one-stop at 2:06.4, we've got this nailed. We haven't got the setup to do that though. So we've got to do this as a two-stop, and we're going to aim for 27 laps, not 28. So, all things being good as to what they should be and could be, we genuinely have to really put the effort in to keep pushing. Not entirely sure how we're going to do that, but we will get there. So a 2:06.107 for that lap. And that really tells us we're in for a chance. Fuel's getting lighter, and along the way the tyre grip is still there. These tyres are going to get replaced at about 50% every time. It's going to take 4 seconds. It's going to take 4 seconds to actually get this vehicle moving. In the pit stop, it'll take 4 seconds to get the tyres changed. If you can get those tyres changed in 4 seconds, if you don't have to change tyres, you'll save 4 seconds. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little bit lost because I was just watching the 3D print in the background just stop, which is a little bit off-putting. However, as things are, we're on to lap 4, 53 seconds in the lead. At the end of lap 4, if that's a minute quicker, we are doing 15 seconds a lap quicker than those boys. We've gone purple. Don't forget, a 2:06.4 average lap time is what's required if we're doing a one-stop. But this is a two-stop. So, 27 full laps, 28 laps is required. We can only hope. We're aiming for 3rd place on our friends list, because you can only get above people if you beat the laps, and we're only going to do 28. So the guys that got the 28 laps already go to the top. What we then understand, and I didn't know this before last night, is that actually it goes in a fastest time order on the top 10 stars. Now I didn't know this. I was expecting to be at the bottom end of 28 laps, so I'm not expecting to get into the top 10 stars. You've seen the headline, you've seen the thumbnail, you know where we get to, but at this point this car is flying. We're doing very, very well. 4.7 laps remaining of fuel. We're on 5 laps, so this is the start of lap 5. We've got to do 5 more. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 5 laps. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do it on one hand, don't have to take the socks off. We're in the purples again. The last lap of 2:06.5. So as it stands, we're on target. So the fuel needs to come back 0.3 really. And I think we're going to do that. We're not going to make much of a conscious effort to save fuel. But we've got to really do that. We've got to find a way, if we're going to take this to 29 laps, how to get more fuel out of this car, and I'm working on that. I really am. We're at 50% of the fuel now, almost. 50%, almost there. And we're flying through it. Absolutely flying through it. Up by 0.563. So we're looking at a 25.7 at this moment in time. 25.6. 25.677-ish. 667. Depends how good my maths are. Don't forget, fuel map 6 at this point in time. We're now 1 minute 14 ahead on lap 5. So at the end of lap 5, we're going quicker. Look, a 1 minute 16 ahead already. We're leading Gallo. No, we're not. We're leading Miyazano, who's in second. Gallo's in third. Fraga fourth. Kukabun's in 5. Yamanaka is in 6. Kawakami in 7 and Blazan in 8. Just as we roll this corner a bit wider, are we actually going to get anywhere near that 205 we just talked about? It would be ideal if we could. As I just dropped, well, I was fiddling, a 206.060, so we lost 0.4 of a second there, but we actually gained that for the average, so the average is coming good at 206.4. Just got to ignore that that outlap of 2.22. That actually tells us we're like 16 seconds extra on that first lap, which is shockingly bad. It really is bad. But 16 seconds difference. But let's hope we can get into those 205s. So the other thing we can also benchmark against is we're trying to do 9 laps, 9 laps, 9 laps. So if we divide the 60 minutes by 3 stints, you might as well call it 20 minutes. So we need to pit in before that timer. You see the timer at the top middle of the screen there? With the checkered flag next to it, we've got 8 minutes before we have to pit. Sorry, 8 minutes before we have to come out of the pit. So we've only got 7, 8 and 9. We've got 3.5 laps to go, which is 6.5, 7 minutes. We look like we've got 48 seconds in hand at this point, and it takes 48 seconds to pit. So we'll prove that in a moment, won't we? We'll just get that concrete information when we pit in. But we're 1 minute 30 ahead, and we're already past 2 back markers. We're up against the pack next. Whilst trying to maintain our efforts here, we've really got to make sure that we don't allow these back markers to slow us down that much. The thing is, we're going that much quicker than these guys, and it's going to be a problem if we are, you know, absolutely hooning it down here. It will be a problem. We have to try and not get held up. What was that? A 206.377, so under the 206.4. That's got to be our future target. As we go round Mr. Kevelum. We're looking like this could potentially be Mr. Bishop. Then Mr. Hazal. Yeah, he just lets us go, doesn't he? Hazal definitely moves out of the way. Over there on the right hand side of the screen, you'll see the Gt7 Omega adverts. The Valentine's Day sale has come to an end, and now we're just focusing on the Hollow Crimson. It is there, still being sold, if that kind of seat interests you. There's been a redesign and a new release of the finish on all of the racing seats at Gt7 Omega in the bucket range. They've had an update to their finish, which is something to be seen. I sat in them a little while ago, the last time I went up to Gt7 Omega, but I haven't sat in them since. And I know I'm a chunky chap, but this here is a Gt7 Omega seat, one with my Bass Pro fully on. Buddy, Gt7 Omega, there we go, lovely. It is nice. But what are we? 1 minute 46 seconds in the lead. Ooh, getting a bit loose. These rear tyres are down to about 60%, I'd say. We've got that brake balance forward at 0.3. We don't really need the car to be turning as much, so we're quite happy to leave that thrashing away. So Mr. Blazant in 8th place. That's a better run out of there. Use the curb. Get very close. Mr. Kawakami behind us. Very quickly up to 135 mile an hour. 5,500 at the end of the straight. We really need to be, please excuse me, we really need to be at the top end of the 6,800, near 7,000 at the end of the straight. But we need to short shift through the gears. Hey, whoops a daisy. Oh, we've managed to hold that. We've done all right. Ooh, chihuahua. That last lap was 206.464. So what we borrowed in the lap prior, we've just bouncing slightly above that 206.4. We're fine. We don't need that 206.4 until the next time we try this. But if we're on target with those laps, we're doing well. Oh, just trying to fight us there, braking on the end of that white Armco. Just a little bit heavy. Into first gear, back to second for the acceleration out. The ideal if we could maintain second all the way through there. That would be nice. Make sure we keep that throat very well lubricated. Lap 8, need to keep talking to ourselves to make sure we actually go into the pits at the end of the next lap, lap 9. I'm looking at fuel, we've got 1.6 laps remaining, so we've managed to save it. We've managed to claw it back, which is good. Now we did attempt a 3-stop before we made the video. And we were actually, with the 3-stop, we were 30 seconds short of making 28 laps. We were actually trying to run 7 laps, no, well, we did 9 laps, 7 laps 5. And we tried to do it that way with shorter stops, taking less fuel. But it's the 20 seconds it takes to get the car into the pits that actually kills the time off. If it wasn't 20 seconds to get down the pit lane, it would actually be very achievable on the 3-stop. But real props to the guys that have done the 29 laps. It's all about the car setup, saving the fuel, etc. So we're 2 minutes 13 seconds ahead of everybody in the pack. That means we have lapped everybody, and we're around about lapping everybody again, which is phenomenal in less than a third of the race. We've got 2 minutes and 7 seconds until we can get out of the pits. That's our current target. Fastest lap is a 2:06.060 as I lean in because my eyes ain't so good. So, braking on the point, and we're 0.0045 up. So at the 1/3 point, we're pitting at the end of this lap, and we're actually on point. The next stint, we should be able to try and push the car that little bit further. We're going to be full of fuel, but brand new tyres. So we're just going to have to see where we go. And you can see there, it's not going to be worth pitting. I'm looking at the tyre level. It is about 60%, but we could probably make another set of tyres work, and that would save 4 seconds. But for 4 seconds, you might as well take the tyres and not lose pace in the latter half of the stint, I'm sure. 18 laps on one set of tyres, is that going to be possible? Maybe so. We're going to attempt 14 laps when we go for the 29, so we could be where we could be. Here we go then, let's aim to get in the pits. It's a real horrible entrance here, cut it fine, drivers for the line, comfort softs, we want to take them. Now we're going to watch for it. I think the pitting time is behind my camera, which is not great really. So, oh no, it's at the top there. Pit time. It's 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. It's 20 seconds before they take a wheel off. So 24 seconds the car hits the ground. Now it's the fuel. You can see the fuel's taking an age. 50%. We're looking for how many seconds it takes to get out the pit. The stop duration, physical stop time, is 25 seconds. Actually 45 seconds to get released. So to get back on the track, it's a full 48 seconds. 45 seconds stopped. And you can see there, a 2:23 was that last lap. Once we get to the end of this lap, we'll see what the total time for pitting was. We know it's 45 seconds. But you can see Fraga, Blazan, Kukabun and Fraza, Blazan, Kukabun all pitted, and Bishop. We're 2 minutes 58 seconds ahead of Kawakami. The Kawakami in second, Miyazano in third, Gallo fourth, Kevelam up to fifth, Braga in 6th, Kukabun in 7th, Sugawara in 8th. And it's flying along. We're back into the groove. We have to make sure we're heading the right way. Lots happening here. There's still a car in the pits. Who's going to be last? Somebody leaving the pits now. 2, 3, 4 cars leaving the pits. And the stuff. The final car is leaving the pits now. I think there's a couple of guys that go a little bit long on the pit stops. They go 12, 13 laps, I think, which is tremendous. But I don't know how we're going to do that at the pace we need to go. We have to find the right mix of mods and add-ons and parts to make it happen. But hopefully we will do. There we go, coming up to the last complex. Last parts of the 3rd sector. Oh, back end's come round. There's a mistake. Come on, keep it going. We'll lose that time in this lap. It's not enough to throw it away. We're not going to have to start again there. We'll just keep going. Come on. We're going to be slow through the finish gate. We're off the grass to the right. Oh my lord. Come on, Widow, sort it out. But the target is still 28 laps. 37.46 gone. We're 3 minutes 11 seconds ahead of the field. That was a 2:35 that lap. So a total of 4 minutes 58.9. So if we take away 4:12, 58.9, 4:12, it's 47 seconds for the pit stop in reality. 47 seconds. Let's call it 48 because of the 0.9. Let's call it 48. So if we're talking 48 seconds, we're going to lose 96 for our 2 pit stops. And I could get a calculator out and work it out now. That would be quite fly, wouldn't it, if I could do that? Do it on my phone, why not, while we're talking about it. So do that live. Prove my maths ain't so junky. It will be. So here we go. We've got 60 times 60. That's 60 minutes times 6 seconds. We're going to minus 13 seconds for the time to get across the line. And then we're going to minus 96 seconds for the 2 pit stops. That leaves us 3,491, which we're going to divide by 27 today, because we're doing that many laps. That's 129 seconds. We're going to divide that by 60, which means 2.15 minutes. So that 2.15 is going to be round about 2 minutes 9 seconds a lap. We're well in. Every lap we're going to save 3 seconds to do 28. There you go. That is the scale of the challenge, isn't it? So if we're talking about, we're well in this. So if we're talking about doing a 1-stop, 60 times 60. 60 times 60 is where it's going to be. What's the first lap? 2:06.5. That's a little bit slow. 60 times 60 is 3,600. Minus 13. Minus 48. Because it can't be any less, can it? Now divide that by 28 is 126.3 seconds. Divide that by 60 equals 2.1. 2.1 is 2.6.4 seconds. 206.4. That's where we get that from. We know we can do that lap time for 29 laps. We've just got to find the setup to go 14 laps on fuel. And that's where the challenge will be. It doesn't matter that we get to the final finish line at the 29th lap and then roll across it, because we've rolled across the finish line. We've done 29 laps. It's only if we can get 15 laps of fuel that we can race to the end and actually try and challenge for the #1 spot by being the fastest person. Now, whilst I tell you all this, folks, the secret's out. You know my setup, you see the strategy, and I've told you everything. You can go ahead and do this. You can go and beat me to it. This is my plan over the next couple of weeks, to get a setup that's going to do it. I've tried to do this before and I've failed in the past because I couldn't find that setup, but we now have the magic AI. So we're going to use the AI to get us done and make us go through with that. So it is what it is. We'll go where we go. Here we go. Next lap, lap 12, the end of. This is our third lap out the pits. We're starting to lap cars again. Here we go. 3 minutes 15 seconds ahead of second place. Who is it? In 20th spot, it's Mr. Mangiano. 205.710, our fastest lap so far. Please excuse me. But yeah, there's the story. That's the math behind the process. And I reckon it's achievable. I reckon it's properly achievable, and we should be able to get all the way through. As long as we can make the car drivable, I mean, that really is part of the process. This is a really drivable setup with traction control and counter steer on one. They're not slowing us down, they're actually helping us here, because without them, this car is really unstable. Really. I mean, you put your foot down and the back end wants to turn you. But we've got a few things we can focus on. We need to get the right size wheels. The bigger wheels get a bit slidey. So we need to really think about what size wheels we need to do, whether we need to be wide. We're already engine swapped. Do we wide body it? That's the question. Don't know at this time. I don't think we are wide bodied today. That's Mr. Kevlin in 12. I think that's 8 people we've overtook already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It looks like 8, yes. 20 cars in this field, I think, isn't there? Maybe. But as we come powering through here at the back end of the course, Mr. Wong, he's going to let us go down the inside. That's not going to be the first time we meet him at exactly the same place. 3 minutes 33 ahead of second place. So Mr. Hunter up to 10th place, he's doing alright in the beats, isn't he? He certainly is. Cross that line, 203, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that really is just about being in traffic, overtaking cars. We lost 1.5 seconds there. But at this point in time, that is still not so bad. 209s is where we need to hit. And if we can get that lap time down even further, make this setup that bit more drivable. If we can do 204s, whoa, that really gives us an opportunity. That's 28 laps saving 2 seconds. I mean, that's 56 seconds. That's one pit stop saved. We can still do a 2-stop. You know? That's really what we've got to think about. Either make the car more drivable and save time per lap. If we could do 202s, 203s, holy hell, that's 3 seconds quicker. 3 times 28, 60 plus 24 is 84 seconds. That's the pit stops negated, really. We don't really have to think about it if we're doing that many stops. we're saving that much time. But again, the car has to be drivable. That's .000335, quicker than the previous best at that point. Matty Simmons forces us to go tight. I didn't know if he wanted us to go around the outside, but he kind of compromised us there by wandering about a little bit. But it is what it is. Let's keep going. It can't be any worse. It can't be any worse. So coming to the end of lap 14, about to start lap 15. 3 minutes 54 ahead. .205.703, so .007 quicker. We lost 3/10 through that final sector. And that's probably just the tyres giving way now. So we've got around about, it'll be 6 laps, won't it? 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 7 laps to go. Can't be. We need to do to lap 21. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. No. We need to do to lap 18, don't we? Because it's 27, 18. 15, 16, 17, 18. 4 laps to go. The maths, it just struggles. Oh, we were brilliant with the calculator. Got to take my socks off. That's what it is. So here we go. We're lapping up to 5th place for the 2nd time. That's Cookabun, that's Fraga, and then Gallo. We're a bit late onto the race, but again, .310. So 3/10 up at this point. Don't forget, we struggled to get round Mr. Simmons, didn't we, down here? Let's see what happens this time. Coming up to Mr. Miazano, who's in 2nd. He's not going to get in our way, is he? He's a professional racer. We're going to go round the outside, then just cut in on him. There we go. Try and hold it tight inside line. There we go. Hold it in. Up the little hill. It's the only elevation on this circuit, really. Real great little racetrack. I really do enjoy it for these races. And I don't mind the time trials we've done on here before, you know. We did the Group 4 ones a while ago, and that was really quite handy. I enjoyed that. I like the circuit though, it's a real good. A 205.468. Oh. So we're a whole second quicker than we need to be. You know, but we did a 207.3, so we're just paying back what we borrowed, really. It isn't so bad for what it is. Overshooting again. Come on. Power down. Just noticing this car's done 37,000 miles. That's quite a few miles, isn't it? I've got 5 or 6 of them though. Now let's talk about what this race is actually about and who's it available to. You have to be doing the missions because this is the final set of missions. This will only unlock later in the game. It's under 400 pp, so any K car will kind of do it, really. You can't use the Cappuccino because it needs an engine swap, and an engine swap Cappuccino won't come under 400 pp. Never been able to do it. I'll have to go and experiment again and see if that's possible. There's another couple of cars that have come somewhere close, and that's the Jimny. The S660 looks really favourable in its race trim, but I don't think it's got the overall distance to be able to hang it with this car. This car with the K20 engine swap is phenomenal. It is extremely quick, and we use this car at a couple of other races, so we have to just make sure that this car is on the right settings when we come to this race. But engine swapped, You really need to be level 50 for engine swaps unless you're lucky enough to get a K20 engine from a gift card. Because you don't need to always do an engine swap down in the old auto shop. You can do it in the gift area, but it's not often you'll get the right engine swap. But, I don't actually know whether you can do engine swaps in the gift area if you're not level 50. You might be able to if you get an engine swap ticket, not sure. Need to go and check that. Keep pushing. Lap 17. No, not this lap, but the next one. That last lap was a 2:06.292, so a 10th inside the target. Tyres are looking kind of okay, you know, considering we're on lap 8. We could definitely not change these tyres and try and save 4 seconds. I don't know, if we could do this entire race on one set of tyres, which I don't think we can. But if we were to try and make these tyres go another 12 laps, would they do it? Would they do 18 laps? They probably would, you know. We'd probably get that. That doesn't sound like an impossible mission. I'm not going to try it today, though. Not going to try it today. Not by any means. Who's that ahead of us? Is that Hunter? Hunter's dropped down into 20th again. It is. He pit stopped late, didn't he? And he got overtaken whilst he was in the pits. Kind of hoping he doesn't come last. See if he can get the jump on the pit stops would be good for him. 4 minutes 53 seconds ahead of second place. We're over 2 laps past everybody. Coming round to lap everybody for the 3rd time. Wow. A 2:05.514. That's the 2nd fastest lap of this stint. Wowzers. That's pretty decent. The fuel lap's dropping off. We've got, what, 1.3 laps. So this is lap 18. We're pit stopping at the end of this lap. That's Mr. Lenoir. I didn't see who that was. That's Mangiano. So Mangiano's made 3 places over the pit stop window. That's decent. He was in last. Who's this, the little gold beastie? Bronze, the cigars. It's Sugawara in 16th place. Leaves us plenty of room to go up the outside. As we just tick down to 11%, 1 lap remaining, 0.9. We're safely into the pits, aren't we, really? Don't need to worry about that at all. So 5 minutes and 8 seconds in the lead. It's really awesome just how fast this car goes. We've now got to the point where really we're passing somebody every lap. This car is so quick compared to the rest of the competitors. Well, we're going to dive into the pits now and stop for 48 seconds, so it is what it is. Let's see how we go. In we go, 0.6 remaining. Take the softs. And we're into the final 20 minutes. Bottom, where are we? Pit stop duration's happening. Where's the race clock? I'm looking for the race clock and I can't see it. Don't know where we are in terms of total time. I'm guessing it's behind the Holo Crimson. It is 20 minutes 42 remaining. So we've really got 40 seconds to get in and out. We're 20 seconds ahead at this point. That's pretty decent. So total pit time 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. We're released 45, 46, 47, 48, and we're back on the track. 48 seconds back out there. Wow. So there's Mr. Hunter. He's managed to catch us back up and unlap himself. And there's 20 minutes remaining. That's where we are. So we've got 8 laps to do, 9 laps to do in 20 minutes. 9 times 2 minutes is 18. We're already short. We can't get the 29th lap, but we can definitely do 28 and see how far round we'll get. It will be quite interesting to see how far we'll get round. Off we go. Really the biggest conundrum this corner. I don't know really what to do. Hold the inside line, hug it tight, keep the power there, and you're away. So Fraga, Gallo, Kukabun and Yamanaka are all in the pits. Miyazano and Kawakami carry on. Oh, we go wide, just hold it in up on the edge of the seat. That'd be such a shame to dump that with 40 minutes done. That would be terrible. So 8.2 laps at this point. Just have to keep pushing, don't we? Just have to keep seeing where we're going to go. Ride that curve. With these, it's going to be Lenoir, is it? Yes, Lenoir. Then Mr. Pimmel from Canada. Sugawara and Mangiano. So Sugawara got caught. Mangiano makes his way up to 16th spot. Keep pushing there, young man. Fastest lap of the race, 2:05.468 on lap 15. Can we go faster? That is the question. Be awesome if we could, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be good? Tremendous. Never gonna happen, son. Never gonna happen. So he says. Lap 20 now. We're really in the close down. We're really chasing to the line. It's all about that ticking clock. 17 minutes, 24 seconds remaining. And we've got best part of 6.5 laps to go. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. 7 laps. I said 6.5, it's 7.5. But it is what it is. Maths is not my forte. Driving is not my forte. Why do I do this game? However, keep pushing. Mr. Miyazano's in the pits, 55% fuel. Kawakami has just got past him. Is Gallo going to catch him as he ticks up to 80? He came out of the pits with 87%. Short fueled. Those of he's only got 16 minutes to go and he's only stopped there twice. He doesn't need to take all the fuel, does he? And this isn't a Sophie race either, so we've not got the intelligent guys. These are just regular racers. I wonder what this race will be like with them all in this car. I wonder if the AI could drive this car. It probably could, you know, but it wouldn't give it quite the short shift. We're not doing its best for short shifting. I think we need to change to mid-turbo rather than the low turbo. Maybe. Really get the gears worked out. Purple, first sector, 0.064. We get a bump going in. We're well past him though. That last lap was a 2:06.602, so 0.2 behind the target. Never very good. Going. Six minutes 35 ahead of place 2, which is Kawakami. 15 minutes remaining. Very quickly covered 2 laps since the last pit stop. The out lap and 1. This is lap 3 away from the pits. The fastest lap at 2:05.468. At this point of the race, you've really got to just switch off and keep driving. You've got good tyres, you're heavy with fuel, you've just got to keep pushing. Feels slow. When it feels slow, it's a good one. .2:05.468 is the fastest lap. Let's cut this apex, come on. Fly it as much as you can. 2:06.29, so 2:06.3. On target, we're doing alright. Let's see if we can get that time down again. Now what does it mean if we get and do pretty well? I mean, top 10 stars is always something I aspire to. To be that quick in the top 10, I know it doesn't win you anything, it doesn't get you anything, but at least you have something to at least measure yourself against. It's quite amazing, really, to be in that. I'd say prestigious, but I don't think it's anything to. You won't get any prizes for it. Not like that. Not like that. Certificate for the Nürburgring. That's what we're talking about. I don't know whether we're lucky or unlucky. The reason that the top 10 stars are still there is purely because they didn't reset the game at the last large reset. They left it where it was. So even though there was quite a physics change, they've left the people the opportunity to stay in that top 10, which is all right each day. But it's hard enough. It's difficult enough once. Try and get in there. It is a challenge. Coming around to lap them again. 6 minutes 17 in the lead. Here's Kawakami there, is it? It is Kawakami. He's being chased, so there's still a race at the front of the pack. Gallo's a little bit further back. Come on, move your butt. Move. Come on. It's a beat 91 as well. Beat 91's got the lead and second place. It's a beat 91 shutout. Hit your head. Still slow coming across the line. It is. We got held up, didn't we? 2:08. Oh, terrible. That puts a smudge on the old blotter. See if we can make that lap up this time. See that white line across the track? That's where you got to stop at as you start your braking. As you go across it, brake. Second gear corner. Somebody will say, no, brake 5 foot before it's the third gear corner. You'll get faster out. Okay, maybe. I'd see you do that 28 laps. Christ. Woo, 28 laps. We're only going to finish 27 and roll on to the 28th lap. What have we got left? 24, 25, 26, 27. We've only got 4 laps remaining in 11 minutes. We're going to get relatively close, I think, to being able to complete. Where are we going to run out of fuel, do you think? Where do you think we'll run out of fuel? 4.7 with 4 to go. we're going to run out of fuel somewhere down here. We're not going to be far away on fuel. To do that last extra lap. Needs to coast a bit, I think. Try and do a couple of gear corners in much higher gears would be ideal. If that's something we can do, that would be beneficial. It's going to be about here we run out of fuel, I'd say. Maybe a little bit further back. Because we're saving fuel all the time as it stands now. We're going to roll on to lap 24. 6 minutes 42 ahead. Less than 10 minutes remaining. 9 minutes 45 as we go across the lap. And that lap time, 2:05.755, is not slow. Not slow by any means in this beast. The next job for us tonight is to get this auto dubbed over onto the video we made last night, the one that I'm watching through to give this commentary on. Purple first sector. Look at that apex. Do the same thing again. It's like the Nürburgring, miss, hit, miss, except we hit, hit, hit. It's everything. Third gear pull. We really should be changing gear well before then. We're leaving it in third. Don't touch the grass on the right. Mangiano, here we go. Here's the overtake starting again. Mangiano and Hunter having the battle. Hunter just losing out. Those late evening shadows are now starting to spill across the track. Starting to see the geography change. Starting to get long shadows where there didn't used to be any. Here we go. The track will be cooling down here. It'll be slippier, it'll be slidier. The angle under the bridge will be well different. These grandstands will be casting shadow across the track, and then they won't be. That'll still be baking, absolutely boiling hot as we plough through that part of the course. 2:05.495. That's pretty decent. It's only just outside our fastest lap, 2:05.468. We're catching up to Mr. Hizal in 16th place with 7 minutes 2 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. That's phenomenal. Will we overtake everybody, I wonder? Again, that would be tremendous to have that happen. Now, just seeing the Marshals Bay as we're coming round, and I always like to do this. On the right hand side there in orange on the fence you can see the Marshals. Very soon as we come up behind another car you'll see them waving in the blue flags. I need to give a shout out to the Marshals. They are what makes motorsport tick. Without the Marshals, who are relatively unpaid, they probably get a gesture of something, a hot mug or a bag or a cap or a pair of gloves or a jacket sometimes, but that's what they get for attending. They're not paid. So one of the most expensive motors or most expensive sports on the planet, things like Formula One and FIA, WRC kind of thing, they are made happen by people on zero salary. It's volunteer work, and I can only doff my cap to them and say thank you very much for what you do for the sport. And without you guys, we would not get what we get. It's on TV, and I'm talking about every bit of motorsport that goes on, other than some circuit racing. But 99's out of 100. The only people that get paid are the guys that actually take vehicles to do work. So, like the towing guys, the maintenance guys, the ones that do the recoveries out on stage, they're the only people. They get compensated for their vehicle usage because the rally can't allow other people onto the circuit to remove the cars. So let's just be factually correct. Not every marshal is a volunteer. Some are paid, but it's a compensation payment. It's not £30 an hour or £20 an hour. It's what the vehicle's worth. Here we go, another purple first sector as we really get stuck into these boys. That last lap time is a 2:06.188. There is less than 5 minutes to go now, as we just get a little bit stuck there behind whoever that was. Mr. Kevelam's made his way up to 9th. Mr. Wong is in 8th. We get to blow past. We're on lap 26. We've only got lap 27, 1.5 more to go. I'm just working out where we are. We're just coming up to the halfway point of the lap. So call that a minute, 3:30. Take off 2:06. Yeah, we're going to be about 30 seconds short of the 28th lap finished. That's a shame. 30 seconds, one pit stop. We know it's possible. We do know it's possible. We need to do it. I think we're pretty much through the field, aren't we now? I don't know, have we lapped everybody? I'd like to think we have, but I don't think so. We just came past Kevelam and Wong, so Yamanaka, Kawakami to go in 7th and 6th, but Miyazano's in 2nd, Gallo's in 3rd, Fraga 4th, Cookerman 5th, Kawakami in 6th, Yamanaka in 7th, and Wong in 8th. There's a 2:07.232. That's a second lost to the cause. This is lap 27 with 3 minutes 18 remaining. We've got 1.4 laps of fuel, so, oh, dearie me. We've got a long way to go here, a long way. But we've only got this lap, and we're into the purple sectors by a whole 10th. Can we set an absolute stunner of a lap as we get to the end? Can we? There's the question. Will we? Maybe not. Could do. Don't know. Can't remember. I think that 2:05.468 stands. There's Yamanaka in 7th place. I don't think we're going to get everybody lapped, are we? Depends on when the timer runs out. 2 minutes 25 seconds to go. This last set of tyres look a lot healthier than the last set. Get the damn thing turned. The blazing hot sun is still going. I can feel the warmth. Minute 55, we're inside the last 2 minutes. We're 7 minutes and 50 seconds ahead of the second place car. That's how far. We're the best part of 3.5 laps ahead. Wow. That's how quick this car is. And we're 8 seconds short of 8 minutes. That's so we'd have to do 8:24 ahead to be 4 laps. That's it. We're on to lap 28, so we've equalled the record on our friends list. That'll put us into 3rd place. We've only got 1 minute 10. We're going to be somewhere a minute short at the end of the lap. So even with a 1 stop at this point, we're not going to get there. We confirmed that time, and we need these lap times to be that little bit quicker. We added 48 seconds back for the pit stop, we need to be a little bit quicker. Yeah, that's a shame. There'll be a number of laps there above the 206.4, won't there? There's a 208, I can see immediately, a 207.2 I can see. So there's 3 seconds there. We need to find another 10, and there's easily another 10 amongst those past laps. So we have to have 28 laps of perfection. 20 seconds to go before that counter stops. That's tremendous. Tremendous stuff. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's the final lap call. And then we're just going to watch where the other guys get to, see if they go across the line. Anybody crossing the line now is going to get the checkered flag. So the first car's coming up to check a flag now. On none of the front runners. None of the front runners. We're out of fuel. That's just gone to 0. So we're now limited to 50 mile an hour. Oh, it doesn't matter. We're not going to get overtaken for a place. We've done everything we can. Where does that put us? What do we know? As I say, you've seen the thumbnail. At this point, I didn't know, and I'm looking at my face now, looking at what we're doing. I'm not talking in there, and I probably should be. And it's a shame to cover myself up at that point, but it is what it is. But you can't hear me. We're teetling to the lap. Miazano, Gallo, Fraga, Cookabun, all finished. They've all gone through the line. We come through with a final lap time of 2:22, which is pretty poor, but that's the 28 laps achieved. We've done all right. We're third in the friends list. You can't ask for much more. There we go. A total time of 1 hour, 1 minute, 3 seconds, 5:37, and we're 4 laps ahead of everybody. That is tremendous stuff. We lap everybody once every 15 minutes. It's fabulous. Now, who was the bottom car? Didn't see it. But the fastest lap was a 2:05.468 on lap 15. Mr. Mangiano came last. And that's where it is. Let's have a look. There's the replay. We'll skip through that. Here we go. Let's take a look at the valuable stats. We go along. Leaderboard. There we go. We make it to 3rd place behind Mr. Mustang and Mr. Binder. Well done, gentlemen. You got there courtesy of the quickest time. And as we think about going over to the top 10 stars, we're just thinking about, actually, where are we going to end up? Who's done 28 laps? Everybody's done 28 laps out of the top 2, and that puts us 5th. 5th is where we finish, which is absolutely stunning. Behind Sony Yet Sofa, Zanara, Kontsu, and Undercut Racing, we just make it into 5th place, which says we've got one of the fastest 28 lap finishing times, which unbelievable. That is tremendous. To finish in 5th place is really, really good. We haven't done that for a long time, but top 10 stars 5 times is absolutely stunning. So we will be back to this race sometime in the future when we're going to attempt to do that 29. We're going to attempt to get there or beat our current 28 laps. Maybe we can, maybe we can't. Don't know. Maybe we could get to the end of 28 laps with more fuel and see if we can get there. Try and do a 1-stop and try and get there. That would be tremendous. But I think the fun factor with this, folks, is we'll see you on the next one. All the best. Take care and goodbye for now. We'll see you next time.